Miss Karolyn, so good to hear your voice. Well, thank you so much for being available for us. My co-host is here, Brenda Lynn Allen.
Hello, Miss Karolyn. Thank you for taking the time. This is like a true honor to talk to you today.
Well, thank you.
Oh, it really
I'm
is.
always happy to present It's a Wonderful Life in a good light. So
Well,
that's really my function.
Yeah, well, it's a national treasure, and so are you. So thank you so much for taking time to do this today. We really appreciate it. The movie It's a Wonderful Life has been such a national treasure, and you are as well. I wondered, are you still very, I'm sure that today it's probably just as popular as it's always been, or more popular, but you're still spreading Christmas cheer, and what a wonderful platform to be able to do that from your vantage point. So are there some things that you're doing this year, or maybe in recent years that you're able to just continue to be an ambassador for that wonderful movie and that wonderful role?
Well, this year we're celebrating the 75th anniversary of the movie.
Wow.
And so that's been a whole year-long celebration. I've been going all over and touting about the anniversary and the fun times that we have over the years watching this film, and we get so much from it.
Oh, yes.
It's just a plethora of good positive messages.
Absolutely.
And that's what we need today. We need that so badly, not only at Christmas, but throughout the year.
Yes, ma'am.
So I just love going around and talking about how each person makes a difference and how we can all help make this world a better place.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Yes, that's wonderful. And see, you just want to say wonderful when you talk to. Now, do you go by Karolyn? I noticed on your Facebook page that you've got Zuzu on there. I mean, I love that you've embraced that so much, because that is such an iconic role, and such a, like you said, a perfect place to be an ambassador of goodness and love to so many people. So do you prefer Karolyn or Zuzu, or?
Doesn't matter. It's okay. One and the same,
Yes, that's right.
Well, Miss Karolyn, the movie It's a Wonderful Life and The Bishop's Wife, two of my favorite Christmas movies.
Yeah.
And I can't think of anybody that we would rather be talking to today. And this is going to air on Christmas night.
Yes.
So this is very special to us. So thank you for being you.
Well, thank you. That's a nice compliment. But
so,
I'm just doing what I feel like is the right thing. So a lot of people hide their little crowns in the closet, but I just feel like I was chosen to be this little girl because I would carry it on, and I will always until I can't do it anymore. And I'm 82?
Well, you don't sound like it, and I've seen pictures, and you certainly don't look like it. You look great. So.
Well, it's a Wonderful Life has kept me young, and all the fans of the movie, they just, it's not Zuzu, it's the film and the messages that I represent, or that the movie represents me. That's what keeps it alive, really.
Sure.
It'll always live, even after we're gone. That's for sure.
It is a wonderful message. That's for sure. Yeah, it sure is. So I wondered a couple of things. I wondered, the Bishop's Wife, for instance, and I know that, I guess the boy who had played young George Bailey from It's a Wonderful Life was in that movie. So that particular movie, was that was around the same time, right? It was like the next year or something. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was just the next year. And also, Mary Hatch's mother is the church organist in that movie, The Bishop's Wife.
Yeah, right.
That answers your reunion question, Makky.
Yeah, I was wondering if you guys, for anybody from the cast of It's a Wonderful Life specifically ever got together for reunions and that sort of thing through the years. Was that something that happened? Or?
Well, we started in the middle of the 90s when the movie was just before it was 50 years old. And we had reunions in Jimmy Stewart's hometown.
Oh, that's great.
And we had a couple there. And then later on, the Target company sent the Bailey kids around for a tour. and we've been friends every year. But the main thing that we do every year, we've had a festival in Seneca Falls, New York for the last 20 years. I started it 20 years ago, and we celebrated my 20th year this year. It's in Seneca Falls, New York, and it's the It's a Wonderful Life Festival, and we have people come from all over the world, and we do all kinds of activities. We have dinners. We have we've had over the years people come in from that were in the movie, but unfortunately, time goes on, and some people don't.
Yeah, sure.
So right now, this last festival, which was just a couple weeks ago, we had Jimmy Hawkins, the kid who burped, and we had me. And then we had Petey was the oldest boy.
Yeah.
And so they show him as a baby in a playpen when he's born.
Yes.
There's one scene.
Yes.
Well, when they did babies in those days, they did twins, and I think they still do. Because, the laws about under the camera and lights and all that. So
right.
There were twins that played that part. And so they started coming every year. And so we're
great.
Just we have a lot of fun. And
that's great.
It's a great celebration of a wonderful film.
Yes, it is. That sounds wonderful.
I started a museum there in 2010. And it's a Wonderful Life museum. It's the only museum in the United States that celebrates a black and white movie.
Oh my goodness!
We need to visit.
We do need to visit. We need to go there, Brenda Lynn.
Yes,
that's wonderful. And where's that?
Seneca Falls, New York.
Oh, that's in Seneca Falls. Okay, good, great.
Yeah, yeah. The town has turned into kind of It's a Wonderful Life. We feel like that Frank Capra came through there in the way back, in the 40s, and he got a haircut by a barber there, and I met him. He's long got his wings, but years ago I met him, and I said, "How did you know that was Frank Capra?" And he said, "Well, my name is Tony Bellissimo, and we were both from Sicily, the same area in Sicily, so we talked a lot." And his name is Capra, and in Italian, Capra means goat, where Bellissimo means beautiful. He always remembered cutting the goat's hair. So, I really believed him, and I believe he was there. And there's a lot of other similarities to Bedford Falls. And
sure.
There was a fella that jumped off the bridge. The bridge is there.
Yeah.
And he jumped off. It was an Italian immigrant, and he saved a WASP woman's life who was trying to commit suicide. And in the process, he lost his own life because he couldn't swim.
Wow.
So the whole situation brought the town together, and they ended up bringing his whole family over to this country. And it was a real moment in the history of that town.
Oh, goodness.
Is quite beautiful. So I just feel like he saw that plaque and realized what happened on that bridge, and it just kind of, encouraged him to write some special stuff about It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh,
because he had screenwriters, and they all gave their version. And then he went to his casita in La Quinta, in, like Palm Springs, and he stayed in there, and he put it all together and then made his own version of the movie.
What a beautiful story. Yeah. And I'm sure that was his inspiration. That's beautiful.
I think it might have been.
Beautiful.
Wow. Miss Karolyn, is there anything you want to say during this special season? We want to give you the floor and let you talk to your fans.
Well, I just want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a wonderful life. And I hope that they continue to watch the film, because there's a lot of good messages and uplifting things that kind of rejuvenate you every year when you come around to that time at Christmas time when you kind of need a lift. And I think it's great that movie's out there, and I hope everyone watches it at least once a year. And The Bishop's Wife too, because it's a wonderful film.
Yes.
It's just different, but it
Yes.
still has some great messages.
Oh,
Absolutely. You were a true blessing. We appreciate you being on our show and speaking to the folks that listen to this show and continuing to be an ambassador for what is a truly national treasure. Great film.
Yes.
thank you.
Well, Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas to you.
Christmas.
Thank you so much for calling, and we'll wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year as well.
Thank you.
Take care. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.